Hi friends, I am Mani. I am the blogger behind getmoneyrich.com. Today we will discuss a very catchy subject called how to become rich. Becoming rich is a process, and this is what we will discuss in this video, that what is that process that can enable us to become rich. But before we go into that process, I will like you to read this introductory line that I have written in this article. Becoming rich is a long drawn process. One cannot expect to get rich only by improving their salary or income. To reach there, one must overhaul their complete financial well-being. So the focus is here, financial well-being. And if the focus is only on salary, on increasing one's salary, that will not enable us to become rich. So that's why there is a process that's being talked about in this article, and let's see that process. If you can see, a lot of activities happening in this process. The ultimate goal of this activity is to become rich, and just before someone can become rich, they must reach the milestone of financial independence. So basically whatever is shown in this article is acting as an enabler to become financial independent, and then upon financial independence the next step is to become rich. So let's discuss about the process. The whole process is basically divided into 3 stages. First is this initial stage. I call it as a stage 0. Then there is a stage A, and then there is a stage B. So in stage A is a simple stage where you can see a person earning income. They are budgeting their expenses, and after all the expenses are budgeted, they are diverted towards fulfilling the needs, and also in the budget there is a provision for savings, and this saving in turn is used for diverting for saving for retirement. So this is stage 0, and it acts as a kind of a small foundation for all the rest of the stages of our life. So here we are taking care of the needs, and we are also starting to save some money and invest for the retirement needs. So this is what is called as a stage 0. The next stage is stage A. This is a stage where a lot of activity needs to be taken care. Basically there will be 3 activities: saving tax, buying home, and buying an insurance. So whatever in stage 0, it will look something like this. So whatever saving we have done in stage 0, all of it cannot go for retirement savings. A part of that saving must come here, and what we will do here, we will save some tax, we will buy a home, and we will buy an insurance product. So let's go back to our process flow chart. So here the stage A starts with saving tax. So how to save tax? We can save tax by buying some tax saving investment or insurance options. We can buy, let's say, a tax saver fixed deposit. We can also buy let's say an endowment plan. We can buy a life insurance, we can buy a medical insurance. So these are the things we can buy to save tax. So the number one priority in stage A is start saving income tax. Whatever is your tax bracket, start saving tax accordingly and maximize your tax saving ability. The next is buy an insurance. So which insurance to buy? So this is what I have also indicated in my article, there are basically three insurance that is a must for everybody. First is we can buy a term plan. If you want to know more about the term plan, basically it is a life insurance policy. Buy a term plan. One must also buy a health cover, a medical insurance, and third is motor insurance, which is kind of compulsory. If we drive a vehicle, we must have a motor insurance. In stage A, important is to save tax, be sufficiently insured, and once you have taken care of these two things, the third stage is buy a home. Yes, it is very important. These days not many people agree with buying a home, but if the idea is to become financially independent one day, then having a home of self is a must. So buy a home, but there are few things that needs to be done before while buying a home. This is what is discussed in the article as well. We must buy a home which we can afford. We cannot overspend on our home. And second is, after we have bought the home, we must prepay the loan. This is very important. In stage A, this necessity of home is provided, but it is very important at this stage that we must buy a home which is affordable, and once we have bought the home, it is even more important to prepay the loan, the home loan that we have taken. So this is all about stage A. Once we have taken care of these three activities, and once we know that our home loan is almost nearing to closure, then we are ready for the stage B. In the stage B, again there are three things that we have to do. We have to first become debt free, we have to accumulate some emergency fund, and then we must invest. So this investment is a very busy activity, as you can see. So we will discuss about investment, but before we go ahead and start investing money, it is important for us to first become debt free and to build an emergency fund. So what is an emergency fund? Emergency fund is basically a pool of cash that we must have in our kitty, because in case of emergencies, we can straight away pull some money out of this cash net. We can also save, put some money in gold and keep it in the locker, and that these two ingredients will act as an emergency fund. In case some unplanned activity happens in our life, we need not dig into our investment portfolio. We can simply cash in our emergency fund, and then with time we can also refill it back. So emergency fund has a lot of utility. If you really want to reach the goal of financial independence, then having a sufficiently big emergency fund is absolutely essential. Then the next thing is, before we dive into the world of investments, it is also important that we should make ourselves debt free. That will keep us, once we become debt free, our worries will be gone. So what I will suggest you, that you can you must read this article about becoming debt free in life, the process to become debt free. There is a process. It is not that only you can prepay your loans and become debt free. It must follow a process. So please read this article about becoming debt free, and that will give you a lot of insights about the necessity of this stage in life. So once you have a sufficiently big emergency fund, you also have become debt free. The next step is you must invest your money, and before you invest your money, two things shall be highlighted. First is the investment must take care of our life's priorities, like child's future, parents' care, and other financial goals like going on vacation or buying a car or something. So all those priorities must be listed, and the investment must be done to take care of them. And parallelly, while we are taking care of all these priorities, we must also take care of our need to become financially independent and become rich. So to become rich, we must first become financially independent, and to become financially independent, we must have passive income flowing in our pockets. So how to build this passive income? The passive income can be built only by buying such assets which yields passive income. Example is real estate property, which can give us rent. It is a form of passive income. Dividend flowing in from stocks, it is a form of passive income. And the interest income that we earn from debt linked plans, like monthly income plan, or interest income generated by a fixed deposit. So these are few examples of passive income sources. So the idea is to buy those assets which generates passive income. And unfortunately, these passive income assets, their yield is low. So we are forced to buy a large quantum of them, so that the passive income that is generated is high in numbers, and which ultimately takes us to financial independence. So what I'm trying to say is, suppose you bought a stock of TCS. Let's say you have invested 5,000 rupees. So what do you think? How much will be the dividend flowing in from that 10,000 rupees TCS stocks? Not much. It cannot take you to financial independence. But if suppose you happen to buy 2 lakh worth of shares of TCS, then that quantum of dividend that will flow in, that will be somewhat better. That will give you a feel of an alternative income flowing in your pocket. So it is very important to invest large amounts of money in passive income sources. Unfortunately, they are also not cheap, and their yield is also low, but over time their yield also improves. I have explained this in my article. If you can read it there. But this is the understanding that we must keep in mind, that these are all capital intensive investments and their yield is low. That's why we have to invest a large amount of money here to get us financially independent. This is a challenge. That's why a lot of people don't get financially independent in life. But keep this understanding in mind, and to how to overcome this limitation. To overcome this limitation, you can see that's why the investment is first shown in equity. What is happening here, I will show this in this flow chart. See, here what is happening, the investment is first made in equity. And when I say equity, it can be a undervalued stock or a mutual fund. So invest in equity and let this money grow to 2 or 3 times. Buy an equity, buy a stock, hold it for some time, and let that money grow to 2 or 3 times. Now somebody might say that it's not easy to have 2-3 times growth in a stock. Yes, you are right, it is not easy to grow. That's why the highlight is undervalued. It is very important for us to buy undervalued stocks. Now undervaluation of stock is a concept on its own. So if you want to know the concept of undervaluation, how to identify undervalued stocks, you can check this link, the concept of intrinsic value. So we will not go into that detail in this video. So what we have to do here is we have to buy undervalued stock, let it grow for some time, then sell that investment. As soon as, suppose your target is the investment becomes 2 times. So once the investment becomes 2 times, sell it and then use that money to buy an asset which generates passive income. So this is all you have to do. and this is the tough thing to do. It's not easy investing in equity, undervalued equity, and then when the money grows, it has increased your purchasing power, and from that increased purchasing power, then buy the passive income yielding assets. So this is a good route to follow, and once you have built a sufficient passive income, it will ultimately take you to financial independence. Now, how one can become financially independent, how the next stage is becoming rich, this is also explained here. I will show you. So in this flowchart you can see this is that asset base. This is that asset base where you are holding all your passive income assets. So this asset base is generating passive income, and if the passive income is higher than needs, this is the question. So if suppose the need is 1 lakh rupees per month, and if the passive income generated is 1 lakh, then you can see you don't need a job to take care of needs. All the income can come from here, and it will take care of your needs. Now suppose your need is 1 lakh rupees and your passive income that is flowing in is, let's say, 1.2 lakh rupees example. So 1 lakh can grow here, and the balance 20,000 is the extra cash. Now this quantum of extra cash makes a person richer. The bigger will be the extra cash, the more richer you will become. So two things happening here. First of all, a financially independent person does not need a salary, does not need a job to take care of the needs. This asset base is generating enough passive income, so the person is actually free. He's actually free to think about ways how he can generate this extra cash. So a financially independent person has a lot of advantage. So to become rich, actually, that's why it is said that you have to first reach the financial independence, and once you have reached the financial independence, find out ways how to generate extra cash, more cash, and that extra cash will ultimately make a person richer. And what is that way to generate that extra cash? Generate more passive income. How to generate more passive income? Buy more such assets which generate passive income. And how to give oneself ability to buy more of such assets? Invest wisely in equity. And what is that way to invest wisely? The short sentence is buy only undervalued stocks, or buy only undervalued mutual fund units. So this is the way to become rich. And here also you can see it is shown as debt plus equity. Here what I mean is invest in a hybrid fund which will ultimately take care of your child's futures, of your parents' care, and other financial goals. So divide your investment into two. A part of it is used to take care of your priorities, and the second part will take care of your passive income sources, which will ultimately take you to financial independence, and which will generate extra cash and then can make you become rich. So I hope you have understood this whole process of becoming rich. I hope you like the video. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also press the bell icon so that whenever I post a new video, you will get an intimation. Thank you very much for watching. See you again with another new video.